Don't think that you are special enough to remove a vital behavior from this business and still succeed. Don't think that you get to just not drink Shakeology and expect to build a business. And I'm 100% speaking to everyone on this call. Unless you have a deathly allergy to something in that shake, you should be drinking it every single day.
Hello you guys, and welcome to today's video. I'm so excited to have you here. So today we are going to be reviewing, reacting to, and chatting about a very long Beachbody team call. So in honor of that, one, I have coffee and a blue straw, and two, I wore my Beachbody jacket. So I'm gonna be one with them today. But anyways, I thought today's video was a really important one to go over for a couple of reasons. I feel like it really is going to be able to showcase exactly how Beachbody uplines utilize their own personal stories to actually convince their downlines to keep going, or convince their downlines like this can happen for everyone, right? That everyone can get to the top of the pyramid. Everybody, as long as they're consistent, can get to the top. So I want to put a disclaimer in at the beginning to let you guys know that I am no professional, because in today's video, I am going to talk about a couple aspects of nutrition and fitness today, but it's going to just be stuff that's common knowledge in the world. So that's what's going to be happening today. To start off the video, I do want to say it's important to listen to this call from start to finish so that I don't take things out of context, so that you can hear the whole entire call from start to finish. But also the first literally 10 minutes is just going to be her talking about her story. But again, I feel it's important because it truly showcases how these uplines at the very tippy top utilize their stories to keep their downlines going. So that's all the disclaimers for today's video. I feel like the first couple minutes, it's just her talking about her story. It's not as interesting, but as the call continues, I'm like, oh, that's why you talked about your story. Got it. So let's just get straight into it. I believe it's 30 minutes of a team call. So today's gonna be a really long one. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, and let's go.
Story, the same thing that I've been hearing over these last few weeks, because it lit a fire for me, and I know it has the same ability to light that same fire for you guys. So without further ado, take it away.
Aw, thanks. All right. Hey guys, I'm so honored to be on this call. Of course, a bucket list item for years was to speak on the Dream Team call, right? Like you log in, it used to be Monday evenings, and just to hear those speakers. So to have it come full circle always feels so good. And just knowing that my story can maybe light a fire like it did, like Meg said, that inspires me to keep going, right? And that's motivation for me too. So it didn't always look like this. I wasn't always crushing the fitness game. I wasn't always crushing the nutrition game. In fact, I just celebrated my 6-year anniversary last week. And for the first 2.5 years of my journey, I didn't complete a program. I'm a mom of 5. I was a mom of 3 at the time. So if you hear screaming and crying, we just ignore it. I've got a 15-year-old upstairs with them. They're just fine. But I started when I was just a mom of 3. And we're super busy. I have 3 boys who are active in wrestling and baseball, and we're always on the go. And I was living on like diet pills and coffee. Honestly, that was my health plan at the time. To lose weight was diet pills, drink coffee all day, and eat less than my kids at dinner. And so when my coach, obviously, like most of you, right, we were not believers in the beginning, and it took a little bit of time to kind of get our feet under us. But I ordered T25, and I got the 3-day quick fix nutrition guide, right? If you guys remember back then, you got DVDs and a nutrition guide, and I followed that meal plan to a T. I ate every single thing that was on that list. Oh my gosh, I think somebody's being murdered upstairs. Just give me 1 second.
Okay, so I'm just gonna skip this part. So if you hear kids in the background, it's her, not me.
Oh my lands. Okay. Woo! They're making me sweat. Okay, so I got this 3-day quick fix nutrition guide. I followed it to a T. I was eating more than I had in weeks. Like I was at a plateau. I couldn't eat any less on these diet pills. I couldn't drink any more coffee. Like I was at a point that I had to do something. And so I followed this 3-day quick fix nutrition guide, and I lost 4 pounds in the first week. Oh my gosh, I know you guys. Can you hear the screaming? It's like making me so hot. I can't even think straight. And so I was like that. Literally, those first 3 days changed everything for me. And it just popped up in my time hop. Like, oh my gosh, lost 4 pounds. What's happening? I wasn't even a coach at the time, but I was just excited about what I was doing, right? I went all in. I followed it to a T. I ate everything they told me to eat. And it changed the way I thought about food. It changed the way I thought about nutrition and fitness and everything. So like most of you probably, there was a turning point that I became a believer. And literally, it's been not looking back since then. 62 months in Success Club, literally since that month, 62 months in Success Club. And it all started with believing what I was doing would work, with going in with my own journey, right? So If you guys have done T25, you know that it's a 10-week program. 8 weeks into this 10-week program, baby number 4 decided she was going to be on her way. And so I had to decide, that was like a defining moment in my business, right? Like I could have been like, cool, I've never had a fit pregnancy before. Oh my gosh. I've never had a fit pregnancy before. Like, let's see how that goes. Or I could be like, crap, I'm pregnant. Like, it all has to stop. I don't know what to do, right? The coach now that I am would have been like, cool, a healthy fit pregnancy. Like, let's do this thing. But back then I didn't have a good basis of anything, right? I was just getting started and I was like, oh, I'm pregnant. It all has to stop. And literally that started a 2.5-year roller coaster of having never finished a program. I did not complete T25. I didn't go focus on nutrition at all because I was pregnant, right? And I was eating for 2 and like all of the things you tell yourself. And so 2.5 years up and down, up and down. I was hitting Success Club. I was kind of in, right? Like I was doing the things, kind of just skating through, but I definitely just had like dipping my toe in the water. I was just kind of 1 foot in, right? And so it was around this time, Team Cup. I was on an amazing Team Cup with amazing ladies who are still some of my best friends in this business. And I was complaining. I was like, people are quitting. You know, I can't keep people on Shakeology. No one wants to do this. Like all the things we tell ourselves, right? And one of my good friends, Erin, was like, when was the last time you finished a fitness program? And I was like, I mean, and she's like, they need to see you succeed. And I was like, bing. And it was like a light bulb went on. Like why I couldn't see the forest through the trees before, I don't know. But I was attracting exactly who I was. I was quitting. I wasn't finishing. I was 1 foot in and I was mad about it, right? I was mad that those were the people I was attracting, but I couldn't see that all I needed to do was focus on myself. And so I had earned the Success Club trip that year. And I decided around this time that I was going to work out every single day until the Success Club trip, like every single day nonstop. And so I was like, well, I'm going to finish T25 and redeem myself and go all in. And so that's what I did. Finished T25 right before the Success Club trip, went on the trip as an Emerald coach. Because in that 2.5 years, guys, surprise, I didn't rank advance. I didn't move my business forward. I was a 2.5-year Emerald. So if anyone has been a lifetime Emerald, like I feel you, I've been there. And so I went on the trip as an Emerald coach and that was in March. I used that momentum from finishing my first program, going on that cruise. And I was able to advance my business to Diamond in May after being an Emerald for 2.5 years, having never finished a program. Went Diamond in May, kept that momentum going, completed more programs, program after program, dialing in my nutrition, gaining confidence in the programs, in myself, in this business as a coach, getting my challengers results, and was able to earn leadership retreat that October. In October, I went to that leadership retreat. After that retreat, we went 2-star qualifying by the end of the year. So that year that I decided I was going to go all in on my first fitness program, start to finish, I went from Emerald to 2-star qualifying in that year. And I'm not telling you that if you finish a program, your business you're going to go 2-star. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I needed that confidence. People needed to see me win. My coaches needed to see me win. My coaches needed to feel that momentum. The people around me felt my energy. They could see I was excited about it. Exactly how I was like the first 4 days when I, lost, or the first week when I lost those first 4 pounds. Like I was so excited. Didn't have a coach hat on. Hadn't signed the dotted line. I just kept showing up for myself and sharing that energy along the way. And my business grew from that.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause it here. I kind of let her tell her story so we can get past that, okay? But again, I really think that the way these uplines share their stories are really vital and they're really important because they're really trying to get their downlines to do certain things and act certain ways based on what they did, right? Even though we know most people struggle to rank advance in any MLM. Doesn't matter what it is, but we're gonna go over the income disclosure statement in a second. So this rep has been in Beachbody for 6 years. She's again like a mom of 3 when she started. Then she said she was a 2-year Emerald. So this is where we're gonna look at the income disclosure statement. So 76% of people are a coach rank. That is the first rank that you can hit in Beachbody. And actually, when you look at this income disclosure statement I'm showing you guys for the 2020, I believe it's, the US income disclosure statement, you can see that they put coach all the way at the bottom of like the graph. I don't know why they do that. I feel like Like they just don't want people to see that number. But coach is the first rank. Everyone comes in as a coach, right? So 76.10% of people are in that rank, didn't even leave that rank, meaning most people don't even get to emerald. 76% of people don't get there. Then if we look at emerald, which is the second rank, so when you get in Beachbody, if you recruit 2 people, you can be an emerald coach. So only 19% of people, which is I guess a big chunk of people, 19.1% of people hit emerald in 2020 for Beachbody. But if we add that up, I don't like doing numbers on the spot because I will mess them up. 76%, I won't even put the 0.10 in there, plus 19% of people is 95% of people. 95% of people don't even get past that second rank, or technically 76% don't even get to emerald. And then from emerald, 19% stay there. And if you go to the next 2 ranks that it shows, diamond and star diamond, 2.5 and 1.4. Like no, barely anyone's gonna get there. Those people are not gonna get above emerald, and most people aren't even gonna get to emerald. So I thought that was important to point out, because the way she said it, like raise your hand if you know you haven't passed this rank, because I've been there, trying to relate to her coaches, trying to say, hey, I've been there too, but like we can all get past that when the numbers say otherwise. Next, I only have a couple more notes, but she said, I used the momentum from finishing the first program and going on the Success Club trip. So when you listen to her story, she couldn't recruit people until she went on a trip. So I feel like something that they don't realize, that I didn't even realize when I was in Beachbody, is when you go on these trips, it's really a way to promote the lifestyle, right? You get to show like, oh, look at this fancy like hotel I'm at, look at this fancy location we're at. We're going to another country, because their Success Club trips are places like the Riviera Maya, places like that where they're going out of the country, right? These trips are the perfect way to sell the lifestyle. If you can truly show a lavish lifestyle, that's when you see a lot of people being able to recruit more people, right? I feel if you can show that and you can show these trips, you'll end up recruiting a lot more during that time frame. So yes, when she went on that trip, she started rank advancing and recruiting people, because the only way to rank advance in Beachbody, if you didn't know, is to recruit. You cannot rank advance at all in Beachbody unless you recruit a lot of people, and those people stay active and you stay active and they recruit. It's a whole thing. In my opinion, it may not have even had anything to do with her finishing her first program, because it's happened when you went on your first trip. So Beachbody reps, and honestly, most MLMs, you'll see that they recruit a lot more on those trips. When I was in Beachbody, I was in Beachbody for 2 years. During those 2 years, many trips happened, and I would watch what's called the leaderboard. And in that leaderboard, whenever there was like a month of a trip, they would essentially say like, oh, look at the leaderboard, look at the top people on the team of 5,000 people, look how many people they recruited this month. And it will be a drastic difference, sometimes 2 to 3 times more of people that they recruited when they go on a trip, or it's a month where a trip is happening. So this shows me that, oh, when there's a trip and you could sell that lifestyle and you can like fake it till you make it type of thing, and you could talk about getting vacations and all of this stuff that a lot of people want. A lot of people want to be able to go on trips. So that's why you're showing an extravagant lifestyle, a lavish lifestyle. You're showing these free trips when these trips aren't free. The Success Club trip, just to actually secure it, you have to pay a $300 non-refundable fee. So they're not even free. All in all, that was a long explanation on why I believe when she started going on the trips, that's when her business started to boom, as she should say. So then she said she went on blank's retreat, and then she went 2-star. So I'm gonna blur that person's name out. She's actually one of the top Beachbody reps. She was one of the first people in Beachbody ever, like ever in the MLM. I know who this person is, and most people who know about Beachbody know this person. And she said when she went on that vacation, she went 2-star. So again, do you see the trend? She said, oh, she rank advanced when she went on the Success Club trip. Oh, she went 2-star when she went on this other lavish lifestyle, like extravaganza trip. Then she rank advanced again. So it shows a trend of, hey, if you can sell a lifestyle and you can make it look lavish, equals you'll probably recruit more. And then lastly, she said, I'm not telling you that when you finish a program, your biz will be booming. Then why is the book of this call talking about weight loss and fitness and nutrition? I don't get it, because this whole call is going to revolve around that. But then she's like, oh, your business, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be booming if you do a fitness program, but she'll say it 20 times in this video that when she finished a fitness program, when she did a fitness program, she rank advanced. No, it's because you went on the trips and you made it look like you had a lavish lifestyle. Let's continue.
So moving on, sorry, I'm kind of a squirrel. But because like I said, you are what you attract, right? So when you're excited about something and you're all in, you're gonna get people who are excited and all in and want to do this thing with you, right? So that, where am I at? 2-star quality. Oh, it's not all unicorns and rainbows, right? Like after you do that, you think, okay, 2-star, you're there, right? Well, guess what? Another twist and a little roller coaster here, because this is not a smooth shot to success. It never is. That year on Christmas Eve, we dropped 2-star by 15 PV. Womp, womp, womp. Everybody with me, right? So like that's super hard to kind of swallow, right? Like that's a failure that you're like, oh, almost there. And so that's another defining point in my business. I was like, well, that sucked. I don't want to do that again. Like I don't want to push for rank again because that sucked. Or that sucked. Like what could I learn from this and what could I do different? Unfortunately, because I'm a slow learner, like we've learned, I decided I'm never pushing for rank again because that sucked. I don't want to feel that pain anymore. And so in 2017, I was flatline. I didn't rank advance. My team didn't rank advance. We kind of just stayed because I was afraid I was going to fail again. So anyone been there before? Like, oh, tried real hard, didn't work. I don't want to do that again. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me tell you, I ended 2017 the exact same place that I started 2017. And when 2018 rolled around, you know, it was like, let's get our vision. What's your goals? Like, let's do this thing. I was like, ugh, like, I don't know. Like, and I'm surrounded by all these amazing people, right? Like Megan said, we're in like the success pod together. I have amazing people I work with every single day. Like, how can you surround yourself with amazing people and not level up yourself, right? So I was like, well, 2017 kind of sucked. Don't really want to do that again. So what could I do different? And I used all of those lessons that I learned and applied them differently, went all in on my fitness and nutrition again, and thought, Jen, I wonder what could happen if you took all of those principles that you took with your fitness, you know, consistency, trusting the process, showing up no matter what, showing people how to win, and applied all of that to your business. And in that year, 2018, we went from diamond, shaky 1-star qual to 3-star premier and repeated again in 2019 and continued to grow from there. And I 100% believe it's because I decided, yeah, this sucks, but I'm going to show people how to win. I've done the things. I've done the failures. I've been on the roller coaster. I don't have to stay there. So if you're in a season of suck, like that's okay. It's okay to suck. It's okay to be like, ugh, I don't want to do this anymore, right? Like every week, like I'm getting ready to start my period. I'm like, coaching sucks. I'm quitting. Don't want to do this anymore. It's all over. 6 years gone. Like anyone else, right? So if you've been there, I get it. But you get to decide whether you stay there or not, okay? So towards the end of 2019, I decided we were getting close enough that I was like, Elite's probably not in the cards. Like that was our goal, right? Premier, locked it in, got Premier, but Elite's probably not in the cards this year. And that's okay, right? Like I'm not going to drag people. It is what it is. I'm a realist to an extent. I knew it wasn't going to happen. So I thought, how could I breathe energy into my business towards the end of this year when I kind of feel like we're at a lull? Like I kind of feel like this is just where we're going to be. Like, do I just want to stay there? Because I've done that before, right? But I learned my lesson. I thought, how could I breathe some energy into this business? And I thought, well, you know, it's always worked before. I'm going to go all in on my health and fitness. I'm going to go all in on a program, all in on nutrition, and let's just see what happens. What's the worst that happens, right? You get good results, like darn, you know? So in October, at the hardest time of the year, I decided I was going to do 80-day obsession. And I decided not only 80-day obsession with perfect nutrition. Nutrition looks like for you is fine. But with perfect nutrition, 0 treats, meaning date nights. I did protein and veggies, right? Like 0 treats. And I honestly, in 6 years, got the best results I have ever gotten on any program ever. And I've done 80-day obsession before. And the momentum that it has brought to my challenge groups, the momentum it's brought to my business, for my team. I have girls that were doing other random programs. I have like 7 or 8 challengers doing 80-day obsession right now. Like I lit a fire within them. They're getting better results. I have coaches on my team doing the same program. I have my success partners, which makes me so excited. It lit a fire with them. Everyone is dialed into their fitness, dialed into their nutrition, because they know the result that it has on your own business. Because you guys, when you are on fire yourself, people can feel that and they want to be a part of it. Okay, but when you're struggling, and listen, we all struggle, and it's okay to share that you're struggling. It's okay to be like, I ate an entire bag of pita chips last weekend, like did that. It's okay to talk about that, but you have to win it. You cannot live on the struggle bus. You cannot continue to share the struggle after struggle after struggle and never show the success, right? You have to come out of it, because you guys, people are struggling on their own. They're already there. They don't want to join your struggle bus. I hate to say that, right? Like they don't. You can't just live there. It's okay to go through it, but you've got to win it. You've got to show people, been there, done that. This is how I came out of it. Okay. And I think we kind of get stuck in this like gray area because we're like, be real, right? And I totally want you to be 100% authentically you and real, and don't sugarcoat things and don't lie. Like, but that means you have to actually do the work to get there. You have to actually show up, do the program, do the nutrition plan. Like, you can't just show everyday life and expect people to want to join you.
There's like so many things I want to break down, but she's kind of still, as you can hear her, going through her story, right? So half of this is her story, and then half of this is actually getting into the nitty-gritty, which I think oh yeah, it's coming. Anyways, let's go over this. So she says that she dropped 2-star diamond by 15 PV. So the thing is, dropping rank is very, very easy. So I'll kind of talk to you guys about that. So in order to be a 2-star diamond, I also will link down below like all of these sources and everything, but in order to be a 2-star diamond, you need 2 diamonds in your downline, one on your left, one on your right, because Beachbody is a binary compensation plan where they have like a left leg and a right leg. So just think of it as like you're putting people on your left side, you're putting people on your right side, and then they stay there for forever. So you're gonna need one person on your left side to hit diamond, one person on your right side, which Beachbody's income disclosure statement, only 2.5% of people hit that rank. So most of the time it's not even gonna happen for most people, right? Most people aren't even gonna have people in their downline that hit diamond. Then you need 12 people under you in total that are gonna stay active for 6 weeks. What does it mean to stay active? With Beachbody, it means that you have 50 PV, which means you essentially bought $50 worth of products. That's pretty much what it means. So you, both your diamonds, all of their downlines, your downline, and all of them, this whole entire like pyramid of people have to stay active. And if one person goes inactive or anything, you drop your rank. So if you hold your rank for 6 weeks, that's when people can actually hit that higher rank. So for her, she said that they dropped rank because of the 15 PV points. It's not they also, guys, it's her. Her downline has to stay active. Her downline has to keep buying products. If they don't, she loses her rank. So when it comes to these star diamond ranks, which there's 15 of them, but they don't separate them on their income disclosure statement, when it comes to those ranks, it's not even about you. Like, it's about what can your team do for you? Can your team buy enough products for you to hit that rank? Can your team recruit enough people for you to hit your rank? That's what that means. And it's sad. It's sad that once you get to those high ranks, Beachbody makes their plan and the rank advancements so that your downline has to work their ass off. Your downline has to take money out of their pockets, money off the table for food, for whatever. Like, they have to take their money and buy products monthly for 6 weeks. So you end up buying products twice. You have to buy those products because you want to hit a next rank. And you end up having a lot of people in downlines that spend money because they feel bad. They're guilt tripped because this upline wants to hit their rank. So yeah, that's pretty much what you need. You need a diamond on your left side, your right side, 12 people under you, have to be active for 6 weeks total, and you essentially don't need to do anything except for have your downline buy products and make sure that they don't quit. That's pretty much what you do. So when it comes to these high up ranks, it's the downlines that work for the uplines to hit things. It's the downline that gets the upline stuff. So when you see these uplines celebrating like, oh, I don't know, they hit elite or they hit this high thing and Beachbody's sending them flowers and putting them on these trips, the only reason they're going on them is because of their downline. Their downline's money and their downline's work is why they get treated to things. Ugh, I hate it. So essentially your team gets you the rank. All you had to do was make sure you recruited people and then they did all the work after that. Then she said, oh, things like consistency, trusting the process, showing up no matter what, showing people how to win, applying that. She's like, I decided this sucked and I'm gonna show people how to win. How did you, I'm not trying to be mean, but how did she decide that? When you don't rank advance, if it's not for your downline. So what, you woke up and made sure to message all of them every day? Hey, are you staying active? Hey, are you active? Hey, are you active? Like, what else are you doing? You're making sure people are staying active. You're making sure people aren't quitting. You're rank advancing because of it. But also things like consistency, trusting the process, showing up no matter what, those are the words that they're using, right? They're trying to teach their downlines like, hey, you need to be consistent. Even if for 2 years you're so consistent and you work so hard and you don't get anything out of it. Hey, you need to trust the process. It may take you 10 years to hit, you know, this rank and you're gonna lose $1 million at the end of the day, but like you need to show up no matter what and trust the process. Like they're using those words as a way to keep their downlines to keep going and show their downlines like you shouldn't quit. I hope that all makes sense. So then she said, what's the worst that could happen? You get results, right? There's a lot of bad things that can happen with joining an MLM. I have 58 or 59 MLM horror stories on my channel currently, which means I have been filming horrible stories for 58 weeks now and still have more in my inbox of people forming eating disorders, disordered eating, having a horrible relationship with food and with their bodies, things like people losing money, people losing homes, people losing friendships, people losing marriages, all of these things that can happen when you join Beachbody or when you join any MLM. These things can happen. Does it mean that everyone's going to, I don't know, lose relationships and lose friends, lose family? No, but it does happen a lot of the times. And then here's where we kind of get into her talking about nutrition. This person, when I'm looking her up, I can't find that she has a certification. If she does, please let me know in the comments if you know who this person is. Just don't say her name. I couldn't find like any certifications or any that she went to school to be a dietitian, nothing. So when she starts talking about all this nutrition stuff, the advice that she gives is not healthy advice for 90% of people in the world. Like, it's not going to work out for most people. So that's why I say, you know, even when I was in Beachbody, I thought that I should be giving people advice, when now I know I shouldn't have. Like, you have no right to give people advice. Like, cool, share your story, share what worked for you. But once you start giving people that advice and hoping people do that and coaching people when you have no background on nutrition or fitness in the sense of like going to school or getting a certification, it can end wrong. So she said 80-day obsession is what she did, and she did it with perfect nutrition, 0 treats. So again, this is where it really starts for me, because for 90% of people and for 90% of the time, this is not going to be sustainable. What's going to happen is you're going to do this 80-day program, and then you're going to be so strict on yourself that a lot of people, when they get done with the program, are going to go right back to where they were. Maybe they'll even start binging or they haven't been able to have a freaking piece of chocolate in 80 days. Maybe they will have, you know, a bad relationship with food because they'll think little things like carbs are bad for you, because with 80-day obsession, in my opinion, you don't get like a lot of carbs and stuff. So I did this program, by the way, guys, so I know, but you just don't know who this can affect because everybody's so different, especially with nutrition. And it's like having 0 treats is not sustainable. I feel like that's really restricting for most people. Most of us want to be able to have a chocolate bar, a freaking ice cream, anything we want to eat, right? I love popcorn. I love chocolate. I could have chocolate every day of my life and be happy. I want gummies and all of these things. And when you restrict yourself from that for so long, it can really lead to bad habits afterwards, or going right back to where you were. Or maybe for those 80 days you lost weight and now you're gaining it right back because it's not sustainable. So this is really where guilt comes in. I've talked to so many prior Beachbody reps, and this mentality is really pushed onto Beachbody reps. As you can tell, this person's saying all of this in the hopes of like her downline doing it and her downline teaching her clients this. And that's what these calls are for. They're not just telling their story to their team for nothing. But this is where it can lead to a lot of guilt for a lot of people. They start, like ex-Beachbody reps, like I said, start getting really guilty, like, oh my God, I shouldn't have that piece of chocolate, or I shouldn't not work out. So 80-day obsession, I believe it's the one where you work out 6 days a week. Some people start to feel guilty because they didn't get their workout in. They start to say, oh, well, if I didn't work out today, I can't eat. That's where all of those guilt things come out. And I will say that, like, once I left the Beachbody realm when it came to the programs, that's when I became free when it came to food. Are the mowers here? I think our mowers are here, guys. I apologize if that's in the background. I was hoping to finish before then, but I can't really take a break because it's already pretty late in the day. So I apologize if you could hear that in the background. But anyways, I forgot my train of thought. That's essentially what happens. Guilt, guilt, guilt. That are all the Beachbody reps feeling this way, and it's not sustainable. Then she said, it's okay to share that you're struggling and say you ate a whole bag of pita chips. What's wrong with eating a bag of pita chips? Why should anyone say that they're struggling because they ate a bag of pita chips? It's chips. There's nothing wrong with it. And that's what I'm saying. They are going to start equating food to bad. This food is bad, and start feeling guilty about it because this person is like, oh my God, if you're struggling and you ate a whole bag of pita chips, like, that's okay, you can share that, but like, you need to get back on it. No, you can have a bag of chips. And the last thing, and then we won't have to hear the mowing because we'll be listening to the video, she said, I want you to be 100% authentic. So she goes, share you're struggling, but like, show the wins. Share you're struggling, but don't do it too much because nobody's gonna wanna join you if you're struggling. This is where people aren't authentic. You may say, oh, but I want you to be authentic. But if they're taught over and over, hey, you need to be positive all the time. You need to not share that, or you need to be super strict on your nutrition and your fitness, or else you're gonna have to share that on social media. And look, nobody's gonna wanna join someone that just struggles all the time. That is so toxic. And it makes me so frustrated because in general, it doesn't seem like a bad thing that she's saying, but when you look into how deeply rooted this mindset is for these reps, it becomes very toxic for the reps themselves. Now, I do want to say something. I feel like a lot of people on social media, especially now, want that. They want to follow someone that can be like, hey, today was hard, I struggled, or whatever it may be. People don't want to follow like robots that are always so positive. So yes, share that you are having a hard day, but at the same time, share if you are struggling. There's nothing wrong with that. I hate how they make reps feel like they can't have any other feeling but positivity because they end up being unauthentic. So let's keep going. Again, I'm so sorry for the mowing.
Kind of sort of try, you guys, you're gonna kind of sort of get results. And that is in every area of life, right? Like every area with your fitness. If you are doing a set and then checking Instagram and skipping a whole set, like you're going to kind of sort of get results, right? If you're like eyeballing your nutrition and not really tracking and, you know, never using your containers or never applying the plate it method, like you're going to kind of sort of get results. If you kind of sort of follow your Success Club tracker and every once in a while you check it, like you're kind of sort of going to grow a business, right? But if you want good physical results, you want to feel your best, you want to look your best, you want to have more confidence, hold your head higher, grow a business, you know, create momentum in your life, in your business, you have to go all in. Because like I tell my team, don't think that you are special enough to remove a vital behavior from this business and still succeed. Don't think that you get to just not drink Shakeology and expect to build a business. And I'm 100% speaking to everyone on this call. Unless you have a deathly allergy to something in that shake, you should be drinking it every single day, and you should be sharing about it. Because when you don't, guess what? You attract people who don't drink Shakeology. And guess what? When they don't drink Shakeology, they're not invested. And when they're not invested, they don't complete a program, they quit, you're left with holes in your business, challengers who don't finish, people who don't believe. And what do you start to do when that happens? You start to question everything. You start to wonder if this business could actually work. You start to wonder if you're really good at this. You start to wonder if all of this is really what it's made up to be. All because you're not drinking your Shakeology. Like, and what a blessing that is, right? That all you have to do is take care of yourself. All you have to do is give your body exactly what it needs. All you have to do is become your best self in every way, and your business will grow from that. Like, what a blessing that is.
So we have a lot to break down. I'm still shocked. So let's start from, and I know I just paused it like 2 minutes ago and I'm already like chatting again. This part's insanity to me. So she talked about the Success Club tracker, and I've never done like a full video on what the Success Club tracker is. So I actually pulled it up. So I'll put it up on the screen. The Success Club tracker is a way to track every single day what you're doing. And there are things that are on it. Now Beachbody made this, but there are things that are on it that you're supposed to do every day. It says work out, drink Shakeology every day of the week. Then you're supposed to initiate connections and add followers for 20 minutes. You're supposed to do a social media post that showcases the benefits of your healthy lifestyle or has a call to action 10 minutes. It then says update your Instagram and Facebook stories throughout the day. And then it says it takes about 3 minutes to create each post. So it says that when you're creating stories, you should talk about your daily life, workout clips, product use, but don't show the brand name, healthy meal or meal prep, invitation/promote your group, whatever, or shout someone out that's on your team. Next, it says respond to all new likes, comments, and views. That's like a very difficult thing to do. It's like, oh yeah, I got 600 likes on this photo. Let me go reach out to all 600 people. Like, no. It then says invite people to join your challenge group or learn about coaching, follow up with people you've invited, contribute to your challenge group, follow up with new Shakeology users, recognize achievement, engage in personal development. So that's what Beachbody expects you to do every single day of your life, which is a lot of things to do. Like, it doesn't just take you 25 minutes to respond to comments and views and things like that. No, it's going to take you hours to do all of these things. So that's what the Success Club tracker is. If you ever hear Beachbody reps talking about it, it's just the way they track the things that they're doing in a day. Next, she literally said, don't think you are special enough to remove a vital behavior from this business and still succeed. I was like, oh, okay, girl, so what are vital behaviors we should ask? The 4 vital behaviors are invite people, be proof the products work by purchasing all of the products, recognize by doing things with your team, recognizing them, and do personal development. So those are things that they say if you don't do it, your business will turn to shit. Like if you don't be proof the products work, if you don't cold message and invite people, if you don't recognize your downline and do personal development. I just thought that was insane. Like, I honestly have nothing to say about that. I just thought it was funny to say, don't think you're special enough. Damn, okay, girl. I bet I could do none of those things if I had a following of 1 million people. All I would have to do is, hey, you want to be on my team? Sign up to join with this link. That's why I say things like followings. That's how you get to the top of a pyramid. Then she said, don't think you can just not drink Shakeology and expect to build a business unless you have a deathly allergy to Shakeology. Let's talk about this. Why the freak do people in Beachbody believe that Shakeology is this miracle shake, right? If you've never heard of Shakeology, it's a shake that is $120 a month. I just don't get where they say that Shakeology is supposed to be like, hey, drink this shake and you're gonna make $1 million. Drink this shake and like if you don't, your whole business is like, I don't understand it. Now when she said the thing about unless you have a deathly allergy, why do you have to have a deathly allergy of something to stop using it? Technically, Shakeology isn't gluten-free, right? Or certified, I should say, gluten-free. It doesn't have a certification on it saying it is certified gluten-free. I'm allergic to gluten. When I would drink Shakeology 90% of the time, you know what would happen to me? I would bloat like I was 6 months pregnant. I would look literally like 6 months pregnant. My stomach would be as hard as a rock. Why? Because I'm having a bad reaction to it. It doesn't mean I'm deathly allergic. Did I die drinking Shakeology? No. But it still made me bloat like I was 6 months pregnant. I would be in excruciating pain. Like I wouldn't even be able to eat a meal or eat a snack for hours after. And if I did, I'd feel nauseated and sick. I wouldn't be able to finish my meal. So yeah, Shakeology, with a lot of people, are not gonna have a good reaction to it because of what's in it. There are so many things that are in Shakeology that people could have a bad reaction to, and it doesn't have to be some deathly allergy. Like, oh, that really annoyed me because I feel like if a product makes you feel like crap, you shouldn't be forced to still buy it. You shouldn't feel like, oh my God, I am a little nauseated, but I have to keep drinking it or else I'm not gonna build a business. Like, no. Building your damn pyramid structure and your recruiting and all of that has nothing to do with like drinking Shakeology. And then she goes, oh, this got me. This got me because this is exactly where they show that Shakeology is this like gold mine. Oh my God, it is just the thing. It is the secret sauce. It is the thing that is going to take you to the next level. If you drink this thing that tastes like I just got it from the grass outside in the dirt, I just took grass and dirt and put it in a blender. If you drink that, you're gonna get all this. But if you don't, this is what she said. She said you should be drinking it every single day and you should be sharing about it because when you don't, all these things are gonna happen, this ripple effect, right? You'll attract people that don't drink Shakeology. And when they don't drink Shakeology, they are not invested. And when they're not invested, they quit. And when they quit, you're left with holes in your business. And when you're left with holes in your business, your challengers also don't finish their programs, which challengers, by the way, for Beachbody is their clients. When challengers don't finish, or they end up being people who don't believe, and then you start to question everything about this business and if this business can work, all because you're not drinking Shakeology. Like, no. What sense does this make? None. Like, this is what they truly believe. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to laugh at this person. I'm just like flabbergasted by what this person is saying. Like, she truly believes this. Like, you can tell by how she's wording things that she actually believes this. So all in all, in my opinion, by her stating this, what does it do? It's gonna make her downline buy the product. So everyone in her downline are going to be just this huge group, hundreds and hundreds of people that drink Shakeology. Now, what does drinking Shakeology monthly and buying a $120 shake monthly do for the upline? By her saying this, she clearly wants people in her downline to keep purchasing products, right? And because they purchase products, she makes money. There is this thing called a team cycle bonus, which I think I actually talk a little bit more about in a second. Yeah, I have it in my notes. Team cycle bonus. And based on your downline buying products, you earn bonuses weekly because of it. So I'll talk about that in 1 second. Let's just read what else she said. So she said, and what a blessing, literally a blessing, that all you have to do is take care of yourself and give your body exactly what it needs and your business will grow. What do you mean give your body exactly what it needs? Your body doesn't need Shakeology. Your body doesn't need a shake in general. Your body doesn't need these protein shakes or none of that. Now, again, I use protein shakes after my workouts, but I do that because I like to get extra protein in. Does that mean that like, because I don't have a protein shake, that like I'm not giving my body what it needs? No. So it's not a blessing. It's a drink. It's a shake. That costs $120. It's not a blessing. If it was a blessing, if it was this thing that everybody needs, if it's this thing that's going to give everybody, right, or every person's body exactly what it needs, don't you think like doctors would be prescribing it, or doctors would be talking about it, or all of these news stations would be like, hey, here's our tips. If you drink this shake, your body's just great. It'll be a blessing to you and your body. Your body will get everything it needs just by drinking this shake. No. Part of me thinks she truly believes this, and the other part of me thinks she says this so her downline and all of their downlines will purchase these products. So let's now go into team volume and how you make money off your downline. So you can earn weekly team bonuses, which is called your team volume, off your downline purchasing products or by recruiting people. So when you recruit somebody, say we're gonna recruit Sally, we recruit Sally. And she buys a package of $160 that comes with Shakeology. The PV that comes from that purchase goes toward your team volume. So then when you have a downline of 1,000 people and your downline is buying products and then they're recruiting people and those recruits are buying products and it's just this whole pyramid of people buying Shakeology, every week you're going to make thousands of dollars as an upline. Because again, it goes based off, or team volume, that bonus weekly goes on how much products your downlines buy and how much products are sold to like new recruits, or when new recruits sign up and they sign up with a package, how much PV comes out of that. So all in all, team volume is the money maker. If you watch any team call of Beachbody's where they talk about income, how to make money, how to maximize your income, how to maximize Beachbody's comp plan, they're gonna say, hey, get to recruiting. Because once you recruit, you can start getting this team volume, and by getting team volume, that's the money maker. And I have seen top reps, literal like income like sheets and pages, because when I was in Beachbody, I was trained by a lot of like the top reps and people who are still top reps in Beachbody, like top 10, and they would literally go to their back office and show us where their income is coming from. And when I tell you, I literally seen people getting thousands, I'm meaning $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 a week from team volume, and making $250 a week from like selling products to new customers or something. So the money maker comes from, how can I get my team to buy products? How can I recruit more people and teach my team to do that, right? Once you have a team of 5,000 people or hundreds of people under you that are buying Shakeology monthly or products monthly, then they recruit and they recruit and they recruit, and you have this huge line of people. That's where the money comes in. Making this $50 commissions here and there is not where people are making the bulk of their money when they're at the top. They're making it from team volume. So when people talk about buying all these products, half of me thinks they truly believe that like these products are like the end all be all, like these products are something that doctors should be prescribing or something. But then the other half of me thinks they do it and they say it because they know exactly where their money's coming from. When they open up their paycheck, they will see that week that $5,000 came from team volume and $40 or $50 came from commissions. So where are they gonna start putting work in? They're gonna start doing it where they're making thousands of dollars, which is their recruits buying shit and signing up more people, and by them signing and recruiting more people. I hope that all makes sense. I just really wanted to break that down, and let's keep going. Let's see what else she has to say.
Right? Don't think that you get to skip personal development. Yeah, it's really easy to not do. Believe me, I'm a mom of 5. That's like the hardest thing for me to get in. But I promise you, when those negative thoughts start to creep in your head and you're thinking, you know, maybe I should just quit. You know, this isn't ever gonna work. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of success. You know, I don't have this, I don't have that, you know, and then you just throw it all away. Maybe a little bit of personal development could have helped you out in those areas, right? Like, don't think that you get to just not run a good challenge group and get people results in order to recognize them, help coaches succeed. Don't think that you don't have to do those things and you'll still succeed, right? Like you have to talk to people, you have to share, you have to be confident in the entire process. That's why those vital behaviors are there, you guys. They're not like the maybe if you have time behaviors. They are the 4 vital, meaning it will keep your business alive. It will keep you growing, leveling up, showing up for yourself. Be a product of all of the products, you guys. We have all of the tools at our fingertips. Every single thing we have can help you grow a business, become more confident, become more healthy, become a better version of yourself. You go all in all areas and you will see your business grow. I promise you, if you are not committed to a program right now, if you do a 3-day refresh and the 21-day fix extreme with countdown to competition plan, you will have in 24 days at your fingertips. You could start today. You will have a transformation to share and your business will grow by March. I guarantee it, 100%. You will have a different business if you decide, yes, actually, I could probably do a little bit better. Yeah, actually, I could probably do a little bit, more in the fitness area. I could probably measure my food because I haven't touched my containers and they're actually just like holding my contacts in my bathroom cabinet. Yeah, get those containers out, measure your food and talk about it. Go all in, you guys. What's holding you back? Honestly, what's holding you back? Because life is going to happen all the time. All the time. There's going to be holidays. There are going to be vacations. There's going to be kids' activities. There's going to be this. There's going to be work. There will always be something. But when we stop making excuses, we start seeing results. And so everything you tell your challengers when they're struggling, start to apply that to yourself. Start to apply that to your business. Consistency. Trust the process. Because you guys, here's the funny thing. When I shared my 80-day obsession results, and listen, I was surprised too. Like I said, that was the best result I've ever gotten. But when I shared my 80-day obsession results, you would be astonished how many coaches were messaging me. Megan just said it. And we're like, but what did you really do? Like, did you really use the containers? Did you really eat all that food? Fruit too. Like, what? I was like, are you kidding me, you guys? We have the best of the best fitness and nutrition programs. If we use them, they will work. But we hit this lull. We hit this like mediocrity. We hit this like autopilot in so many different areas that we even forget how amazing they are, right? Like I 100% did nothing else except 80-day obsession, portion fix, and intermittent fasting. I do incorporate intermittent fasting, whatever works for you, right? But I 100% followed everything to a T. And that's all I did. That's all I did. I didn't take anything else. I didn't do extra workouts. I didn't skip the yellows. I didn't skip the purples. Like that's what I did. So when you do something like that, you guys, you stand a little taller. You're like, heck yeah, these things work. Like somebody questions me whether or not they need Shakeology or whether or not these programs work. Like I have no problem putting them in their place. Like, yeah, actually they do work. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like you become this like resident expert in your own journey and you're so confident in sharing that. It's like unshakable. Nobody can tell me that what I do doesn't work. Nobody can, question this nutrition program. Nobody can question these home workouts, right? Like it's unshakable. That's literally how I feel in my confidence of what we do. And if you believe in what you do, people will believe you. But you have to build that confidence. You have to build this unshakable faith that when somebody reaches out to you, you will get them results. There is no question, right? And so inviting becomes a lot easier. Following up becomes a lot easier. Posting call to actions and stories and posts and like running challenge groups, that all becomes so much easier because you believe in it. And it all starts with you going all in on your fitness and your nutrition. That's really like the spiel. I know there's been chats and I haven't clicked them because I'm such a squirrel. So I'll go back to some of this. I'm sorry about the screaming in the beginning. I'm glad it stopped. Hopefully nobody actually died up there.
I feel like there was a lot of stuff in there that we could talk about. So number one, she said, don't think you can't do PD. Negative thoughts creep in about quitting. PD can help. We see this a lot in 90% of MLMs, but a lot in Beachbody, I would say. Things like Beachbody, Monat, like those are the top 2 that I see this in, but probably those are the top 2 MLMs that I look at the most. But they think PD and personal development is this like magical pill that is always just going to fix negative thoughts in your mind. I do believe, and I will agree, that personal development to a level or a certain level can actually push you, right? For example, let's say I'm having a really hard day and I need something to motivate me and I turn on like a YouTube 10-minute clip about motivation. Sometimes that shit gets me pumping. I'm like, yes, I can do this today. I can get my butt up and I can be motivated. I've got this. So I agree that sometimes personal development could help, but there becomes a time in life where if you're having that same negative thought over and over and over and over and over again for like say a year or two, if you're in Beachbody and you've been in Beachbody for a year and you've been working like as hard as possible and you've been, you know, working the hours a day on Beachbody, you never take a break, you're always doing the programs, but in the back of your mind, you're like, I don't think it's for me, or I think I want to quit. And then you just turn personal development on. I feel like personal development sometimes will only work for a little bit, right? And then you're going to start having those feelings again in life and you're going to be like, oh, should I still be doing this? And I think sometimes it's important to listen to negative thoughts. Now, hear me out. I'm all about positivity and being positive and loving life and being motivated and determined and all of that. But sometimes negative feelings towards something could actually help you in certain areas of your life that may need shifting or changing. I feel like this really happened with me with Beachbody, right? For a couple of months, I was thinking, I don't know if I want to do this, but what did I do? I would tell someone and then they would be like, girl, have you done personal development today? You totally didn't do it today. Go do personal development, then come back to me. And I would come back and I'd be motivated. So I would reach out to people and do the vital behaviors and the success club tracker. But then next week, I'd have those same feelings again. And then I started seeing, you know, things on Instagram. My friends were posting about MLMs. I started watching Monica here on YouTube and Kiki Chanel and listening to outside perspectives. And I started to realize like sometimes negative thoughts in life can help you make needed shifts and changes in your life. Having those thoughts could potentially help you. If say you're doing a business, and I'm not even talking about an MLM, if you're just doing a business and you've been doing it for 10 years and you're realizing like now's the time I should probably move on to my next venture. Sometimes you have to do that. I'm not saying give up and quit on like things you're doing, but sometimes it's important to listen to those feelings and being like, why do I feel this way? Digging deeper into those feelings and realizing like, oh, I feel this way because of this reason. So yeah, I hope that you guys can like understand where I'm coming from. I don't know if you guys have the same feelings as that. I don't really think it's like a quitter mindset when you realize something in your life needs a change or it needs a shift. And sometimes a negative thought can actually help you figure crap out in your life. I don't know if everyone has like that same thing, or that same thought process, but I also put a note in my notes and it says they want you to think you're a quitter because you quit working for a company that preys on vulnerable people and acts very similar to lead to a cult. Yeah, it's true. Then she said your vital behaviors will keep your business alive. So number one, we've already talked about this, but number one, buy a bunch of products. 2, cold message and invite as many people as possible. 3, celebrate your downline and do personal development so you're always positive. If you do that, you'll make $1 million. Like, no. Then she said, be a product of the product for all our products. And I try and listen to like the exact words she said because she did say all products. That's what I did. I went to Beachbody and I went to every single product they had. And I went to my calculator and I calculated how much it would cost me to re-up on products every month for Beachbody. And in total, it totaled to over $650 a month, not even including like the month or the yearly cost for Beachbody On Demand. Just for products, you're gonna spend over $650 a month if you buy all their products. Please don't buy all their products. Please don't. You can go somewhere else and get most of those products for cheaper. That's just my opinion. She then goes, I promise you, if you do a 3-day refresh and the 21-day fix extreme with a countdown plan, I guarantee you 100% that you will have a different business if you decide to do that. If you decide to do things like the 3-day refresh and going all in. So I thought, why not review Beachbody's 3-day refresh? So looking at Beachbody's 3-day refresh, this is what Beachbody's 3-day refresh looks like. And this is what it is. It says, in just 3 days, you can help get your health, energy, and vitality back on track, including Shakeology, Vanilla Fresh, Fiber Sweep, and a program guide, and a bonus maintenance guide. So in order to get the 3-day refresh, you're gonna spend $70. And essentially what this is a 3-day extreme detox diet. It is the definition of diet culture. And no, please do not do this program. They are going to, again, give you like the Shakeology. So every day you're gonna have one Shakeology. I believe it was in the morning. This is just going off of what I think. Then you would do what's called a fiber sweep. And it literally tasted like you took mud, you thickened mud up, and then you tried swallowing that. That's what that drink tasted like. And then you would have, I believe, 2 vanilla shakes throughout the day. And then at dinner, you would only be able to have like vegetables, and that's it. And you would do that for 3 days. I've done this before. I only did it once because after that I was like, hell to the no, never doing this again. This is so unhealthy. Please do not do things like this. Again, clearly, in my opinion, it's not the healthiest thing to do. I will link below some resources for individuals who are actually certified or have gone to college for, you know, nutrition. I will link their reviews down below. There are a couple people who have reviewed the 3-day refresh, so I'll leave that down below if you want to check it out. So when I did this, and I want to tell you guys what happened, but when I did this, I struggled so hard. I actually had to add like protein to my dinners because I was struggling having like this big bowl of vegetables. I was exhausted, I was tired. It like was not easy, but I actually had my husband do the program with me because I was like, I don't want to do this by myself. Like, this is gonna be too hard if I see him out here eating food and I'm freaking drinking a vanilla shake to suppress my appetite. Let me tell you, on day 2, my husband almost passed out and had to go to the hospital. And that is because he clearly was starving. His body was starving. He had no energy. Do you know what I had to do? I was like, oh babe, I'm so sorry. I made you do this. Lay down. I went and got him literally like a full-on cheeseburger, like this yummy, delicious burger, and like a huge thing of fries so that he could eat it. Doing something like a 3-day refresh, it's going to get you immediate results. Why? Why are you gonna look smaller? One, you're starving yourself. And you're starving yourself. Like, that's why maybe after 3 days you're gonna look smaller. It's gonna look like you lost some weight, but at the end of it, you're starving yourself and it's not sustainable. You're gonna end up gaining that weight right back whenever you start eating normal again. So no, please don't do that. Don't listen to her advice. She's not a dietitian. Oh, next she talked about their container system. So if you don't know, Beachbody's container system deals with like their ultimate portion fix and that nutrition guide. Let me tell you, when you actually look at their portions, and again, I will link down below someone who goes over this. I believe she's a nutritionist or a dietitian, one or the other, I can't remember, but she actually uses the like portion fix, the containers, and she videos her all day long, and she kind of vlogs the journey and shows how much you're under eating when you're using these containers. So I definitely recommend checking that out. Then she said, we have the best fitness and nutrition programs if you just use them. I want to use me as an example here. Now, clearly not everyone is going to be like me. Not everyone has the same body type as me or anything like that, but let's pull out some of Deanna's photos of when she was using Beachbody programs. Now, I say it all the time. I don't think Beachbody programs are the worst thing in the world. I don't think so, like when it comes to their workouts, but I was someone who was like really underweight my whole life. And when I started doing Beachbody, after a while, my husband would even tell me like, hey, Deanna, you should probably like go to the gym and like lift weights and maybe not do that program, because most of the programs that Beachbody have are all about like a bunch of cardio and having you under eat with containers, my opinion. And because of that, it's not going to help someone who's underweight, right? Unless you aren't following the nutrition plan and things to a T, because you're probably just going to lose more weight. And this is my body. Here is me in I believe the beginning of 2019 or mid of 2019. I was in Florida. No, maybe mid of 2019. I wasn't lifting weights or anything heavily yet. I was doing Beachbody programs, and this is how my body looked. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with how my body looks, but what I can tell you from looking at this part of my life is I was so underweight, you guys. I'm 5'8". And I was like 115 pounds. I was very underweight, and these programs weren't doing what it needed to do for me. So Beachbody reps love to say that like their programs are like this thing that could help every single person, but not every program can help every person. Everybody is so different, and programs are not going to be for everyone. And that's why it's so important to learn your own body. And do you need to be lifting more? Do you need to do more cardio? Like, you kind of have to learn those things. Talk to a dietitian about your food intake. Talk to a personal trainer about your fitness and what you can be doing to hit whatever goals you want to hit. So that's an example of me, someone who's always underweight. And in that photo, like, I lost weight. That's why I feel like it's so important to emphasize that it's not one program fits all. And these Beachbody reps aren't certified, and they don't know what to tell you. They don't truly know that program is going to be for you. So it's really important to understand that. So in mid of 2019, a little bit after that photo and looking at those photos, I was like, I really want to gain some weight. And I started lifting. I started going to the gym. I actually didn't get a gym membership until February of 2020, but from July to February, I bought weights for home. I bought a weight bench. So I started doing like a lot more of that. And I will say, from February of 2020 going to the gym and stuff to now, I've gained 30 pounds. And while I do want to like tone up, I love my body, and it's just so insane that when you listen to your body and you find the programs that work for you or the type of workouts that work for your body, you may get the results you want to get. And don't listen to people that aren't certified. And make sure to do your research on an individual before deciding to use them as your coach or your personal trainer, because it's really important to know who you're working with. So yeah, I feel like you guys kind of know how I look. I haven't had any beach photos, so I can't show you like how I look doing Beachbody programs versus how I look now. But anyways, that's it. I just wanted to show you guys that this person is unfortunately not a personal trainer by my knowledge. She is not a dietitian by my knowledge. So she doesn't know what's best for each person. And I am just one example of a person that these programs wouldn't work best with. And lastly, she said, you become an expert in your own journey. Nobody can question these programs and these home workouts or these nutrition programs because you're an expert in your own journey. When it comes to this, I am happy if this person has hit her goals. You know, if she has found something that works for her and she's not doing something in like an unhealthy manner and she loves everything that she's doing and she loves how she looks, I'm so happy for her. I want every person in the world to find what works for them and, you know, find the workouts that works for them and get them the results they want. But just because you found something that works for you doesn't mean you're an expert. Doesn't mean that you have the qualifications to teach other people. Because right here, this is why downlines think that they have the right to tell people what to do and what not to do with their body, and why their downlines feel like they should and could be having clients and actually training them. And that's why it's important to talk about these things now that I've gone out of Beachbody. That's why I find it so important to talk about it, because these reps are taught that they are an expert, right? Just because they lost weight or gained weight or hit a goal with these Beachbody programs and nutrition programs, that they are this expert that they can now personally train other people. If you're not a personal trainer or a dietitian, please don't do it. Please do your research a little bit on this, because when you're not a professional and you don't have the proper education to back you up, it's not right for you to be coaching people. It is okay for you to share your journey, in my opinion. I'll always even share mine. I'll share my journey on how I gained 30 pounds, and I'll talk to other people. I have people reach out to me all the time. I'm like, hey, how did you gain weight? And I'll let them know this isn't advice. I'm not training you, but like, this is my experience. This is what I did. And like, please talk to your doctor, your dietitian, your personal trainer before like doing anything that I've ever done. So I, again, think it's okay to share your journey. And yeah, you can be an expert, I guess, on your own journey, but that doesn't mean you're an expert on teaching other people. So I also say you will be questioned. She said you can't be questioned, or nobody can question these nutrition programs and home workouts. Yes, they can. Professionals can. I'm about to link a bunch of stuff down below. I will link Abby Sharp going over Shakeology. I will link another dietitian going over the Ultimate Portion Fix. I have another dietitian, I believe, that went over the 3-day refresh. I have Brianna Jewell here on YouTube who goes over, she's a certified personal trainer, by the way, and soon to be dietitian, but she goes over Beachbody workouts and reacts to them and stuff like that. I'll link her down below so that you guys can look at like more so professionals that do this as a job and see what they say about it. Because yes, you can be questioned by professionals. So we're gonna watch the rest of this video and then we'll chat at the end. So now she's gonna be reading questions. So again, she's on a Zoom call right now, and on the Zoom call, people are gonna be in the chat asking her a bunch of questions and she's gonna like answer them. So we're gonna listen to that and then we'll pretty much be done with this today. So let's listen.
I really needed to hear you say this about coaching. I was thinking it myself this morning. I know, cracked my own personal journey. I was thinking, for sure, this has to be the way it works with coaching. Yeah, totally, 100%. Why would anyone not drink it? I know, but you know what? Like, it's when, especially as a new coach, and it's understandable, it is the most expensive shake out there, right? And if you haven't been doing it for a long time, you might not see the value of it just yet. And if you're not quite making money because you just got started, like, it's understandable. I remember thinking, if I could just get my Shakeology, save the $100, right? I never did, but it's easy to think that that would be the easy way out. Like, that could alleviate some stress. And I promise you, it's never worth it. It's never worth it. Don't skip, ever. Preach It says coaches aren't immune to working on ourselves, having our own journey of transformation, good nutrition, PD, etc., just because we know about them. Oh, good. I like that. Yeah. It's a lot different. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is not power. Action is power. Action on that knowledge is power, because our biggest threat, guys, is neglected knowledge. Like, we know all the things and we just choose to not do it. Like, I'm going to do 50 other things like really, really fast and just forget about these 4 that I have to do every single day, right? I'm just going to do all this stuff, like keep myself real busy. That's not how it works. I told my team at the beginning of this year, we are scaling down. We're not scaling down our actions. We are not scaling down our urgency and our effort. We are scaling down the activities. I want you guys to go all in on the 4 vitals and do them really, really well a lot, right? All the other stuff is like bonus, right? All the other stuff is like decorating the tree, right? But like, we need good roots to our business. And those are the vital behaviors. Quote of the call. They aren't called the before if you have time behaviors. Yeah, I like that. Can you say that sequence again? Oh, 3-day refresh, 21-day fix extreme with the countdown to competition plan. So it's basically, if you do ultimate portion fix, it's like the carb cycling plan, pretty much. You do 2 days of 21-day fix extreme meal plan, and then 1 day of like a carb cycle, which for like plan A, you have 1 yellow in the morning, and then the rest is reds and greens all day long. I don't know what the other plans look like. I was plan A. But that, for me, 100%, I always do 21-day fix extreme with countdown to competition, like before the Success Club trip, before, you know, leadership retreat, like whatever. If I want really great results, dial it in. You're going to feel amazing. You will feel so good on that plan. Afterwards, you're gonna be like, okay, done, not doing that again for a little while, because it is a lot more strict, right? But you're gonna feel so good. I remember it was like day 18 out of 21. The last time I did it, I was like, why don't I eat like this all the time? I feel so good. I have so much energy. I'm leaner. I'm crushing my workouts. Like, I feel so good. But it is hard to maintain after a while. So, and it's good for your body to kind of cycle through. You know, if you've done ultimate portion fix, learned all of those things, you know that it's good to change it up a little bit, right? Any other questions? You guys feel free to unmute. I'm happy to answer nutrition questions, business questions, but mainly I just want to share that it's not ever going to look perfect. Listen, by me sharing the 6-year-long like roller coaster, I hope to at least cut down on your time that you go up and down, right? Because you don't have to be at the bottom of that roller coaster for 2.5 years like I was to learn your lesson and fix it, right? Like, you can decide at any moment that things are going to be different. You get to decide. We have all of the tools at our fingertips, and it's the beginning of the year, guys. This is like a level playing field. We're all at 0, right? Like, every month we're all starting back at 0. Every January, everyone's at 0. Like, the fact that you and Mello are likely in the same place business-wise should fuel your freaking fire, because guess what, y'all? She gonna do it, right? She's gonna make it happen. And if you don't let that fuel your fire rather than stifle you, like, you've got to use it as fuel. Anyone can decide at any time that this is it. You get to go all in. You get to decide what happens. And there's going to be people on this call right now who do it. So is it going to be you, or are you going to sit back and you're going to be, you know, just chill for a little bit? And that's okay, right? There's seasons of push, there's seasons of chill. But if you feel this like tugging on your heart, if you feel like this unanswered business, like you've got something else to give, only you can get it out. Like, only you can unleash that, right? You are the only thing that gets in your way. Every roller coaster ride I told you all about, I was the only thing that stopped me. There was never an outside force that was like, no, Jess, you actually can't do this. Like, you actually are never going to succeed. There was nobody saying that but me. I had to change it. I had to fix that. I had to flip my own switch and breathe energy into my business. Thank you. Did not wish to spend my own 6 years there. Good. Yeah. Don't do it for 6 years. Don't do it for 6 years. I did it. Doing all the things for new challengers seems to be overwhelming to them. How do you make things simpler for them in your challenge groups to get them started? So I don't feel like I have to do much. Like, the plan is laid out for them, right? I troubleshoot with them. I help them. The thing that I find the most is nutrition, right? People struggle with nutrition the most. So I have them start tracking what they're eating. Food journals. Everybody, write down what you're eating. I don't care if you're eating ice cream at every meal. Write it down. Because you'll see, if you have them do that for a week, they're going to get results in that week, because they don't want to write down ice cream. They don't want to write down Taco Bell, right? Like, just having them start tracking will make them more aware of what they're doing. And it gives you like the tools to kind of troubleshoot for them, right? Like, oh, well, sister, like, look back, right? Like, you had cheeseburger 4 times last week. Probably why we're not getting a lot of results. So let's go down to 2, right? Like, you meet them where they are. It's never going to be perfect. And you have to remember where you were before Beachbody and what tools helped you get out of it. So I start very basic. I'm like on their level. I understand where they're at, right? Like, I find out what their triggers are, because it's never that the program doesn't work for them, right? Like, we know that. It's just that they're not applying it how it works best in their life. So find out more about their life and what they're struggling with most, and meet them there and try to help them work through it. I hope that helps. Thank you so much. I was wondering if you could give a little help and input as to how to reach out to strangers What are your tactics? Where are you looking for hashtags? Are you following all the unprivate accounts? Yada, yada, yada. So here's the thing. I'm a big believer in attraction marketing, curiosity marketing. I feel like I am on the right track with my business when people message me and they're like, I don't know what you're on, but I need some of it. I'm like, okay, like I hit a good stride, right? So I try to find my like frequency and get people to like want to be a part of it, right? So if I'm super energetic about my journey, I'm having dance parties, I'm tagging my people, we're like having so much fun, then I find people come to me naturally, but I don't rely on that. So you want to find a place of frequency and joy that like you feel like that's happening. But until you get there, yeah, you do have to reach out to people, right? Like whoever's following your stories, your posts, your likers, your commenters, you're messaging all of those people and just starting conversations. Another thing I told my team at the beginning of this year is I want to focus less on invites. Now, listen, I'm not telling you don't have to invite, but I want to focus a little bit less on invites and more on connections, because social media is kind of changing, right? Like you do still have to invite, you do still have to plant those seeds, but people need a connection first. So whatever you're doing, the content you're creating needs to create conversations, right? So if that's, polls on your stories or questions on your posts or, recipes or something to get that conversation going is going to be vital. So focus on your content in order to create conversations. And don't be afraid to reach out to those people who are watching your stories and be like, hey, thanks for following along. I'm not sure that we really met yet, but hi, I'm Jess. What are you following along for? Like nutrition, business, my crazy family, I will ask them. And don't be afraid to ask on your stories. Like, hey, I don't want to be like talking to a brick wall here. So what do y'all want to see from me? Like, do you want to see more nutrition posts? Do you want to see more fitness posts? Like throw some polls up there, because we don't have to wonder what people want from us. We can ask. And then when they tell you what they want, give it to them. Give it to them a lot. People want nutrition stuff from me. And honestly, I don't love talking about nutrition, but that's what people ask me for. So I do it because it creates content. I'm adding value to them, right? I'm bringing energy to something that maybe they dread. And that's what I want to do. You're on fire. Oh, thanks, Mal. I love you. I love you. My kids are screaming again, so. Any other questions? Okay, so let me know, like, what program are y'all doing right now? Drop it in there. And if you are changing, say, I'm switching to blank and going all in, because I want to know listen, I have a friend doing T25 now. That was the first program we did 6-7 years ago. And she's like, I loved it. It's my soulmate program. I'm going all in back to T25. And I'm here for it. I don't care what program it is, whatever lights your soul on fire. 6 weeks of the work. That's where I'm at right now. I'm on week 5 and I'm telling y'all, whoo dog it. T25 was my soulmate workout forever. And I feel like Amwala's like inching in there and like nudging Shanti out the way. Good. Now listen, you guys, whatever you're doing, plug the kids' ears. I want you to share the shit out of it. Every part of it. The workouts. I want you to share your food. I want you to share your shake, your energize, your recover. Share it all. They don't know. They don't know what you're doing. You think they know. They do not know what you are doing. Share it all. I will tell you the most questions I get is when I use my containers, and it's so simple and so stupid. And I don't know why it works, but it does. But I take my container and I dump food into a bowl on my stories with some music like that yummy, yummy, yummy Justin Bieber song. Yeah. I dump it into a bowl and I put like day 25 out of 42. Like that's it. That's all I put. Day 25 out of 42. And people are like, wait, what are you doing? What program are you doing? Wait, hold on. Like they think they missed something. They think that like there's another thing, but guess what that does? It starts a conversation. It creates curiosity. It gets people talking like, what are those containers for? What are you doing? What meal plan are you following? And they're like, they want to know because I'm just sharing in a way that's using my products, but not saying, I drink Energize, I use containers, I follow right? Like I just share it. Every morning, I do a dance party in my kitchen at 5 a.m. with my go-go juice. And people are like, what's in your cup? Because I don't hashtag go-go juice. I don't hashtag, my pre-workout or Energize. I don't tell them what it is. I'm dancing with a cup of pink stuff. And they're like, what are you drinking? And that's when I know I'm on the right track. That's when I know that I'm creating curiosity about what I'm doing without blasting it everywhere. Because guys, when you give a little bit too much information, Google gives them the rest, right? They don't need you anymore. You told them what they needed to know, and they're going to Google to find it. Be the middleman. You want to be the Google. You want people to ask you what you're doing, what's in the cup, like how's the meal plan work? You want to be the one that gives them the answers, right? So create that curiosity enough that you are answering questions. Turning 42, love feeling good. Awesome. Oh, that's what you're doing next 30. I love it. Get it, girl. Okay, any other questions, you guys? I hope this was helpful. It all comes down to just going all in on your fitness and nutrition. Like, how simple, right? And it sounds too simple, but I promise you, it works. Every single time that I laser focus on my own fitness and nutrition, my business grows. So if you feel like you're stuck, you feel like you're in a lull, you're not getting the right people, yada, 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 all the things that we all tell ourselves because you're never alone, ever, it all can be fixed by going all in on your fitness and nutrition and deciding it's going to be different. Deciding 2020 will be different than 2019 because you are different, because you're going to do something different. Yeah? Okay. What do you mean by going all in? I know, silly question. So I mean, pushing as hard as you can in your workouts, not missing a workout, showing up no matter what, focusing on your nutrition, measuring your portions, tracking your food, sharing, talking about the business opportunity, breathing life into your challenge groups, like everything that we're supposed to do, but it gets really easy to not do when we don't feel confident in the process.
Okay, you guys, that was the end of the call. I thought we'd never get here. I've been filming for like ever. But let's review some of the things that she said here. So one, someone asked, so I'm kind of going to go over the question someone asked and what she said. So someone asked, why would someone not drink Shakeology? Like, oh my God, why would someone not drink it? And she said, essentially, some people will not drink it for multiple reasons. Maybe they're new, whatever, which is true. And then she goes, save $100. It's easy to think that that would be the easy way out. So she's saying like, or people might think that you could save the $100 if you don't buy it. It's easy to think that that would be the easy way out. Like that could alleviate some stress, but I promise you it won't, and it's worth it. Like I promise you the Shakeology every month is worth it. Don't miss a month. That's what she said. So she expects her downline, right, to buy these products every month. But I think saving the $100 is gonna alleviate the stress on my wallets. Okay, let's look at the Beachbody income disclosure statement. If we look at the Beachbody income disclosure statement, you guys already know 76.10% of people are at the coach rank, with the average earnings being $439 a year. Not a lot of money. Like you're in debt if you're buying Shakeology every month, right? So for the Emeralds rank, 19% of people, the average earnings is $3,142 a year. So let's see what that is a month. 3,142 divided by 12, $314 a month, which is a decent chunk of change, but by buying Shakeology, you minus $100 from that and any other expenses you have a month. So it will be really hard for those people to even make a decent amount of money or money in general. And then you have to put money away for taxes and all of those things. So in my opinion, it can alleviate the stress of having to, I don't know, take money out of savings or having to work more hours at your job just to pay for your Beachbody shake. Like, no. And then always remember that by reps buying these shakes, that adds team volume to whichever leg that person is on, which equals dollars for their upline. Then she started talking about the containers, and it really sounded like she doesn't have a lot of yellow containers a day. She said there are like carb cycling days, and there's actually a whole carb cycling like 3-week meal plan or whatever where you essentially are cutting carbs and stuff like that. But when she said they only had one yellow cup in the morning, that means that she had one yellow, which is like this big. That's your carb, right? It's like barely any rice or potato or whatever carb you're putting in there. And then she said the rest of the day she had protein and fruit, meaning where's her healthy fat? Where's her like butters, her oils? Like where are all of those other things at if she's just eating protein and fruit? Like I wouldn't be able to last. Like I'm just thinking about myself and my diet and what I eat, and I eat healthy fats every day. I love things like cheese and avocado, and I love potatoes. I'm having potatoes every day. I probably have potatoes once a day every day of my life because I love them so much. So I don't think most people, unless you're on like a keto diet or something, I don't think most people are willing to live the rest of their lives like that. So that's what I'm talking about, where people start feeling a little guilty when they mess up or they have more than they're supposed to. Then this leads into the next thing. She goes, after the program, you're going to feel amazing, but afterwards you're going to say, well, I'm done doing that for a while because it was so strict. It was so hard to maintain. That's the problem. Again, I'm no dietitian, I'm no trainer. I'm just going based on common knowledge, like common knowledge that you can just Google and figure out yourself without even seeing someone. But the best advice I ever got from certified trainers and actual dietitians was to not do strict diets and strict plans. Find something, right? Find a diet that you want to be on that is sustainable, that can be an actual sustainable lifestyle for you, unless you're like, I don't know, doing bodybuilding competitions and shit, because those people, they have to do their strict stuff, right? But I'm just talking about the average human. You want to find something that is actually sustainable, not after you're done doing a 21-day program, you're like back to eating chocolate all day because you couldn't have it those 21 days, and then you feel guilty after you have the chocolate because you're like, oh my God, but I'm not supposed to, and then you gain the weight right back because it's not sustainable. That's not something that's going to give you long-lasting results. Find something that can give you sustainable long-term results. That's why working with a dietitian and stuff like that can be really, really, really helpful. She said at the beginning of every year, it's really great because we're all on the same playing field. The fact that you and blank, the top leader, are likely on the same place business-wise means that like, you've got this. Like that should motivate you. How is a millionaire at the same place, like a millionaire at the top of the pyramid with a large following, I'm telling you, large following, at the same place as someone with a small following that is at the bottom of the pyramid? That's not the same playing field at all. Then someone asked, how do you keep people on track on their nutrition plans? Have them track their food. I actually like agree, tracking your food is so great. Like when you track your food, I started tracking recently a lot, and I started to realize like how much food I can have and like what things are low cal and what things aren't. And I love tracking lately, even though I don't like always tracking, but tracking can be really good because you can figure a lot of things out by tracking your food. But like go see an actual dietitian or do it yourself. Don't listen to someone who isn't certified, who is telling you to track their food and then trying to give you like advice once they see your tracker. Then she said, have them track their food. It's going to allow you to troubleshoot for them. And you can say, well, sister, you had 4 cheeseburgers last week. That's probably why you're not getting results. What's wrong with a cheeseburger? What is wrong with a meat patty and 2 buns? What's wrong with that? Nothing. It's so funny because after I watched this video, I actually sent this video to Kat. She's a dietitian and she's on YouTube also. I sent it to her. I was like, please watch this if you get some time because I need someone to talk to about this, right? And we talked about the whole cheeseburger thing. And I told her, I was like, there's literally nothing wrong with a cheeseburger. And she was like, I know, there really isn't. You can have a cheeseburger, be in a calorie deficit. I've been having ice cream, fruit roll-ups, all of these things and still being in a calorie deficit at the end of the day because I just noticed that, oh my God, fruit roll-up's only 50 calories, or I just found this bomb ice cream that's only 80 calories. You can still fit those things into your diet. You can have a cheese. I can go have 5 corn dogs right now and still be in a calorie deficit that day. All in all, if it fits in your calories, you're good. You're good. I promise. You can have a cheeseburger. Don't make people make you feel guilt, or don't make people don't have people make you feel guilty for having a cheeseburger. Okay? Okay. That's why you need to see a dietitian or like someone who's actually trained at this, because they would not tell you that. They would help you find something based on, hey, what's gonna be sustainable for you? And what foods do you love? And how can you fit that into your sustainable lifestyle? And then all in all, I feel like there was only like 1 or 2 more notes. Oh, she did talk about asking people on your stories, like what they wanna see. And that's true, like, yeah, I agree. If you wanna know what you should post or what people on your Instagram wanna see, yeah, ask them. Or on YouTube, ask, hey, I'm thinking about making like a content calendar for next month. What do you wanna see? That's a good way to kind of see what your audience wants to see or what they're most excited to see. And that's a great way to do it. So I agree with that, like having people ask on their social media, like, hey, what do you guys want to see? Or what do you enjoy that I normally share? And then having them tell you can be a really good way. But I feel like, oh, and the last thing, she said, make connections by putting questions in your stories and on your posts that you can reach out to people, or doing polls where you can reach out to people. Right there, if you want to know how to not end up in DMs with someone in an MLM, that's how. Because they're going to try to recruit you. If they put questions on their stories, I'm not trying to say this to be mean to like, oh, you shouldn't interact with people in an MLM. No, this is just the truth. She literally said that that's how she makes connections and gets people to join and recruits people. So that equals, don't do that. Like, don't answer their questions if you don't want the potential for them to reach out to you. Or my dog's at the door. Or don't answer their poll if you don't want the potential of them being in your DMs. Now, clearly people in MLMs are going to end up in your DMs if they want to cold message you or whatever. But those are ways that they end up messaging you to try and make a connection to recruit you. So if you don't want to be reached out to, I guess don't interact as much, which kind of sucks when someone's your friend and you want to interact. But if you want to not have to deal with that, I guess whatever she's saying they do, don't do. I feel like that's pretty much all of the notes that I wrote. I may have missed a couple things. I hope I didn't. Today was a really long video. I hope I didn't repeat myself too much. But again, I thought it was really important. I'm, again, not a professional. I'm not a dietitian. I just used basic like knowledge that everyone has on fitness. I just talked about what, you know, other dietitians have said. I'm going to link a bunch of stuff below and a bunch of resources to back up what I'm saying. And then some stuff was just my opinion. And I really feel like, again, this showcases exactly why Beachbody Reps, by the amount of products they buy, why Beachbody reps think that they have the knowledge and the education, the certification behind them to give people nutrition and fitness advice. This is why. You know, this is why a lot of reps or people in Beachbody end up with very unhealthy habits with food and, you know, unhealthy relationship with their bodies after, because these kind of things that were said in today's video. So I hope this brought some insight to what these Beachbody calls can really look like and how it gets people in the MLM to act a certain way and do certain things, and leads them to thinking that they have the education to give people advice. Because I've been there where I thought I could give people advice and train people and have clients, and taking the step back that I did, I'm glad I did, because I realized that I shouldn't have been giving anybody advice, and I'm glad that I learned all of that and really did my research on all of that to now be able to maybe help someone else and show them a different side to this whole thing. So that's gonna be all. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, comment down below. Yeah, leave comments. I would love to chat with you guys below. And then don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. I upload a couple days a week, and I will see you guys in the next video.